Yes.
Not go sideways in teams? The fuck?
Why are we sideways?
Can I not go sideways? Forward, what the fuck?
I'm sideways.
How do I don't like teams.
This isn't Teams.
It's just teams. It's not Skype anymore. They made me switch to Teams. I'm on Teams, Randy.
You're on Teams?
Yeah. Yes.
You're on Teams?
It's not working for me.
Nah, homie, I'm on Skype, bro. I forgot that Skype was going out of business, and I'll have to do something about it.
I hate this. I don't want to be side. I guess I can go silent on my phone just to die. Okay.
Oh.
I watched it like on Monday.
I know, right? I watched it last Saturday. What are you eating? Oh, triple chocolate, huh?
A Hurricane bar.
Hookin' I love hookin' bars. I was at work the other day and I was trying to remember the mint protein bars that all my family and Auntie Danelle used to eat all the time. And I was like, Zone Bar. I couldn't remember the name of it to save my life. Zone Bars.
Drink a lot of these.
Man. That too. And grape gum. That was like it. It was her whole life.
That was their diet.
Are you ready or what?
Yeah, I can roar a little.
Oh, roar.
Wait.
You're muted. Your video's off. You're on Teams. You're on Teams. Your video's off. You're muted. You're eating a hurricane. You're gone. You're fired. You're gay. Fuck is going?
I should be ready. I should be good.
What's going on? Okay, there we go. You love Teams.
I don't like Teams.
Okay, let's do this. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, play.
Movie.
Should be dancing, dance. Should be dancing. Or human.
Yeah. We are human. And we have
we're
lions. And it's the Teams era.
I guess Skype is going out of business. That Microsoft's shutting down Skype, but I'm somehow still on Skype. But it brought you to Teams, so I don't know what's going on. Hopefully,
they made me sign up on an email and everything.
You at teams.net.
And I can't see my face as big on the screen as normal, so my narcissistic ass is.
Oh, now it's all blue.
It's struggling. I just flipped the camera around.
Oh, okay. Well, Roar.
1981.
We just watched the movie.
Yeah. Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren vagina is there.
Vagina. And she starts the film.
No, she doesn't.
Her vagina.
Her vagina starts the film. Oh, whoa. Marina and I are watching the newest season of Love on the Spectrum on Netflix. And every time
seeing yourself in some of the candidates.
Exactly, yeah. No, every time it gives like the rating, like it's rated TV-14, and it pops up as TV-14 for language and nudity, and I'm like, there's no nudity. Why does it keep saying nudity in every single episode? There hasn't been.
They're known to become nude quickly.
Okay, just
So
putting that in a warning in an already edited thing, just in case.
They might surprise the editors even, yeah.
So, Roar opens with some good music and some shots of birds over a lake and some exotic
some shit.
animals running. There's an AHA disclaimer and a note about the animals being the writers and directors of this movies because they're untrained, so all their actions were real.
It was improv. They're saying.
Yeah, great improv. Like it's like Colin Mockery and Ryan Stiles, these lions, and then Wayne Brady.
They do yes and.
Yes, of course. Comedy comes in threes, a yes and that kind of stuff. And you cut to two doctors, I guess, or they were
people doctors.
People doctors, yeah, not lions. They're helping out either a Kenyan or a Tanzanian tribe before the male doctor. This is what was his name? I just watched the movie.
Neil Marshall.
Yeah, he takes off on a motorcycle through the land and through the animals, and you get just some fantastic shots of him like riding along animals, like especially like in stride with the giraffe. I was like, this rocks.
And this is what is this, like Mozambique or something, right?
I think it's supposed to be Tanzania or Kenya.
I think it was filmed, maybe that's what. But anyways, it was a year after Gods Must Be Crazy. The world's people are itching for African animals and scenery and hijinks and comedies within. You know, they sort of a tip of the hat to the old Gods Must Be Crazy and
a Tippi of the Hedren.
A Tippi of the Hedren to one of my favorite movies.
And he finally nears a gigantic house, which has just tons of lions, a few tigers, bunch of other big cats, and he's asking why the lions have to misbehave today because his family is flying in from Chicago to Eastern Africa to visit him after he got this giant like zoo grant to set up this animal sanctuary in Africa.
He bought a zoo.
He did buy a zoo, you're right. And then as he's waiting, a guy comes by boat to pick him up and to take him to a committee meeting, and then to pick up his family later. And this guy's just immediately swarmed by a panther and hesitant to come off the boat to help Hank.
Real panther. The start of all these stuff, yeah.
Yeah, real panther. They're walking around amongst the lions as he introduces Motivo. This is the guy on the bike or on the boat, Motivo. He's introducing him to all the lions, and then he starts to run. He gets tackled by 6 lions that are just like gently chewing on him.
Yeah, just gently. Just a little non. He's fine mostly.
Marina loves non.
And being non?
No, like non-bread.
Oh, I do too.
She likes to do it with a little pizza sauce and cheese and pepperoni, just like you would with the Lunchables.
With pizza sauce?
Yeah, she does like to do it with pizza sauce.
Do it.
A food sexual.
Okay.
But make little non-pizza dippers. She calls them non-dippers.
Non-dippers. That's good.
Yeah, it is good.
That's reminiscent of my little hummus escapades.
Yeah, really, honestly. And then they get introduced to Robbie. This is the alpha lion. He's a gentle giant, but he's got a duty. He has to stand guard to fend off Togar, a rival alpha trying to disrupt the peace amongst the sanctuary.
He's like a Scar type of figure.
He's always covered in blood. His face is just completely red all the time.
Just fresh off of eating some cast member, or some PA.
And then the committee, they come by boat to his place to hear about his study's findings. Now, he wanted to learn about the African big cats to help preserve the species and stop poachers from killing them. But in doing so, he decided to study with each of the big cats, even ones that aren't native to Africa. So he's got the panthers, the mountain lions, the leopards. He's got those jungle cats, the tigers,
the puma,
instead of just lions and cheetahs, which angers one of the
Laggards.
committee members. I can't even remember what his name was. They kept Prentice was his
Artist
name.
or something? Yeah.
Prentice, yeah.
Prentice.
He's and he's the worst. And during this meeting, a few of the males start like going at it. Two of the male lions start going at it to kill each other. So Hank tries to and intervene, and he clearly gets hurt. Like his hand just like gushing blood.
Real blood. Yeah, the lions were going at each other, not people.
Not men people.
Not men people. Not yet, anyways. That Chekhov's fight is to come later.
And then so he Chekhov's fight. He breaks those lions up and then runs to save some others. But while the tigers and lions start fighting, one of the tigers jumps into the water for safety because tigers like water, and he just sees them on the boat, like the committee members on their boats. So he boards one of the boats, capsizes
like a Life of Pi type thing, yeah.
Capsizes. He's too heavy for the small little river boats, and then is just like dunking Prentice under the water, just drowning him and biting him while he's drowning. He's being fully attacked.
A completely traumatic experience, I'm sure.
I notice this is absolute chaos. All caps, chaos. Humans are being like they're genuinely being hunted left and right. There are simply too many untrained big cats for this film to be even remotely safe.
No trainers, yeah, as we know. They're fun though.
There were blood everywhere on these. What? Those are like the three dudes got out of the water. The one guy's head was just gushing blood.
Yeah.
And
I don't think those are practical effects.
After our attack facts, we know these attacks were real.
Of course. Which makes it all the more thrilling.
It's a real life horror movie.
Or fun.
Or fun movie.
Because tigers can't act.
That's correct. Yeah, you're right. And Hank's family, while he's rescuing everybody and everybody's being bitten, they show up at the airport and they're just kind of like waiting for him.
Everybody's being bitten, yeah.
They don't know what to do. They're supposed to be picked up, but are now instead thinking that they're just going to be left in the middle of the desert, the safari. They're like boarding this bus that
why not?
That they're just going to end up taking, and it's going to pass by his place with no other options before nightfall.
It's this life in the jungle, baby. Axl Rose tried to warn him.
Welcome 5 years to later. Jungle.
Yeah.
That was a good trivia fact you sent me.
What was that?
The singer with the largest vocal range of any, and it was Axl Rose.
I say that.
What?
Didn't I say that like 4 years ago?
Yeah. I got it locked in. Because I remember, I guess
I have the biggest one.
She was number 2. She has the highest note recorded, but I guess like number 2 through number 7, but I couldn't get Axl Rose.
Says the Piper.
Piper.
I don't like this team setup still. Continue.
So they board that bus, and little Gary, Robbie, the alpha lion, his little son, is like waiting inside Hank's room inside a closet. He doesn't want to play with the other lions as he's afraid of Togar.
And he's like on set.
And a lot of lions are afraid of Togar. The house is full. It's not like the lions aren't allowed in the house. They are, and they are
hotel for lions. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm surprised I didn't cry in this film.
Yeah. You didn't?
This is an exact mixture of Hotel for Dogs and The Gods Must Be Crazy.
It should be our favorite movie of all time.
I know, right? And Hank is starting to educate Mativa all about Togar and how he could be a lost brother of Robbie, and how he took in Robbie and his brother when they were younger and weak and injured, and Togar's desperate being all alone, and that's when he gets ferocious, and that's when he comes to the land. That's why he has Robbie. Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
He's inner office politics of the Lions.
And Mativa just keeps getting left alone with the Lions. You can tell, like, Hank as a character is playing somebody who's lived with the lions, but also he owned these lions. He had the sanctuary, so he's a little more comfortable around him. Mativa is just
Maybe indirectly, yeah.
an actor, and so you can tell when they're untrained. He's scared, just like his character.
He does look like he's being held hostage.
Left alone all the time. He finally asks Hank whether he thinks it's a good idea to bring his own family into this situation, as he himself, being a native to the country, couldn't last a day here.
Meta.
Very meta. And then you cut to the family. They're on the bus. Melanie, just Melanie Griffith. Her name is just
baby Melanie.
Yeah. She's worried about him. And her father is, right before he left for Africa, they were fighting a lot.
Probably like, don't bring our fucking family to this fucking lion shit.
But no, that's why he came to Africa, because they were fighting. He left so quickly so that they could have space and mend the relationship from afar. They wanted to do long distance.
It is all couched in like, because this is real family and they are real lions and everything. So there is that layer of like penetrating reality show versus fiction. Very like rehearsal-esque.
Reality just penetrated me. I just watched the first episode of The Rehearsal not long ago.
Wow, season 2 is coming out. It's incredible.
I was laughing so much. Just the audacity of the first episode where it's the guy with the trivia and how big of a deal he thought it was that he lied that he had a master's degree. I was like, you need to calm down about
this. Well, and it gets so much crazier. That's like a 2 on the scale of 50 in that season.
Oh, a 50?
Yeah. The little 7 episodes or whatever, all to deal with each other. The first one's kind of like self-contained.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll have to keep watching that.
Yeah,
well,
so it's incredible.
Back to them on the...
Not unlike this.
Yeah, back to them on the bus. They end up exiting the bus. They're told that this place is just nearby. They just have to walk over a nearby hill. They also have to just pass by like stampeding elephants and all that stuff. But it's a lion. Your own lion.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
And they come running up to his place to see their father, to see Hank. But he has left with Mativa to go and pick them up. They just missed each other.
It's a classic missed connections. Craigslist, you talk about, yeah.
It's a classic murder mystery.
Ooh. Who done it?
Actually, that's funny because have you heard or seen the new Netflix series Adolescence?
Only in passing.
You should 100% watch it. But Marina and I watched the first episode. We're like, oh my God, this is like a whodunit murder mystery. We told our parents and everybody. It's only 4 episodes. It's a 4-hour miniseries. All the other episodes 3 and 4 are psychological and family heartbreak and dramas. I was like, this was not what we expected at all. But every single episode is in one shot, 1 hour straight of just one shots. It was fantastic. You need to watch it.
Okay. I have Netflix.
You should watch this over the first 10 minutes of Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that.
So yeah, watch that. But this is a classic whodunit as well, as they pass each other. And they come, like, running up to his house, and they just start to explore, wondering where he is. And honestly, kind of tame, because there are no big cats in the house at the moment, as he left.
There's a calm to the set. You're right. Yeah, actors can act with some expression other than deadly fear. And like, I'm just kind of making this up off the top of my head, like a calm before the storm kind of thing is. Oh,
I'll maybe make that a phrase.
What sailors talk about.
Yeah. And so Mativa and
before they go sailing.
Mativa and Hank, they go riding off to go to the airport. Mativa's boat sinks into the river when 2 tigers hitch a ride. They're starting to like obstruct his view. They're just like standing right in front of everything, causing him to wreck and tip over with the weight of the tigers. And so now they've got to just walk to the airport.
Plus, they might be like hunted by tigers.
It could be. And while that happens, the family's back in his house. They decide, it's kind of dark and dusty in here. Let's open up some windows. Let's open the
Yeah.
doors.
Hopefully no pests get in.
We're going to air it out. And you just look through one of the windows, and it's just like 14 lions just destroying a zebra carcass.
Oh, they're friendly. Yeah.
They had gone out. They're eating the zebra. When they open the doors, they all just come running in with limbs. They're like, oh,
no.
fucking lions.
Let the birds in.
Was zebra. Oh, remember when we lived together and that bird flew in the apartment?
That's crazy. A bird almost did that in my classroom last week.
Really?
Yeah. There were two windows and one of them was open and one of them was closed, and he flew into the closed one and then flew off. I was like, if that was closed, kids, that would have been fucking crazy.
There was once in the pharmacy. It had to have been a bird, but I thought it was a bat. Could have been a bat. Ooh. I don't know. But only me and one technician saw it. It was before our remodel, so we had a drop-off window down on the other end. Yeah, Morbius saw it. And then I was sitting there, and all of a sudden it just went through like the main side and then just out the drop-off window. I was like, was that a fucking bat? Or was that a bird?
Morbius was stealing oxy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because he can move so fast.
And he's a bat.
I didn't even check the oxy after the bat came in the pharmacy. He definitely stole some.
Probably, yeah. Or filled it back with like Flintstone gummies.
Or no, he filled it back with that blue artificial blood.
Ooh, he loves that shit.
You go to open a pill bottle and pour something out, just blue blood. Oh
no, I got the wrong one. I think. Yeah.
I think. I was looking for Tylenol. I got blue blood.
Blue blood. It might help the headache. Good,
you're right. It helped his headache, but so yeah, they're opening everything. All these lions and tigers just start running in. So the family's like running and hiding inside any room or anything with the door. Two of them get in a closet. One of them gets in a locker. One of them gets inside a fridge. They're just trying not to be killed at this point.
Yeah. Because the lions have run the roost.
But the lions finally clear out, and Madeline, Tippi Hedren, she goes to rescue each kid from where they're trapped in. And they're finally like, okay, we've got a place we're going to hide, when Togar makes his way to the camp, which scares all the lions.
Bloody shit.
They come running back into the house.
No, like leave, yeah.
So now, not only are they stuck in the house with all these lions, but Togar's making his way through, and he's just like breaking through the doors and the walls. He's trying to kill the family.
Yeah. It's bad in the lion house.
They're putting like dressers in front of the doors, but he's a lion. He just breaks through them until they have nowhere to go. And they're about to shoot Togar when Robbie comes in, defends his territory, and scares Togar off.
Little baby lion, yeah.
No, he's not a baby lion. He's alpha.
What is his baby?
His baby is Gary, obviously.
The lion named Gary?
Robbie's big boy, Gary's son.
I think that doesn't make any sense because Robbies are generally younger, and when they grow up, they become Roberts. So the alpha should be Robert.
But so Garys grow up into Garretts?
Garys are never Garys as children. I've never heard of a child named Gary.
You're right. I don't think I've ever met a child named Gary. But I've met Garretts.
I've met Garrett. I've met a Gareth.
I met a Gareth too.
Met a Garth.
I've met a Sabrina.
I've met the Tom Bodil.
You met Bill Russell?
Tom Bodil. I did meet Bill Russell.
I met a Poncho.
I met Angela, Rita, Sandy, Jessica, Mary, Sandra. I can't remember how Mama number 5 goes. A little bit of Monica in my life.
I knew that's what you were doing, but
Angela by my side. A little bit of Tina's what I need. A little bit of Rita.
Just for me. A little bit of Sandra
in the
sun.
A little bit of Mary all night long. A little bit of Jessica. Here I am. A little bit of me makes you your man.
A little bit of you makes me your man.
Yeah. Ah, yeah.
I met somebody yesterday that's legal name was just M.
Ooh, what? Like James Bond?
It's just M. Yeah.
Or M. Night Shyamalan? You think M. Night Shyamalan?
Maybe.
I think that's short for something.
Could be Mary.
Yeah, his name is Minaj. Minaj.
Could you imagine if he went M. Night Shyamalan? M is just short for like Tristan.
Well, his middle name is not Knight either. It's Neliatu.
So Minaj Neliatu Shyamalan. M. Night rolls off the tongue a little easier. Let's get back into the movie.
I think he's Indian.
He is.
Okay.
So Hank and Mativo, they arrive at a village after walking for a bit. They come to borrow some bicycles to get to the airport side a little quicker, but everybody sees the tigers and just runs into their huts. So they just take the bikes instead. And while they're traveling, Prentice and the other people that went from the committee meeting, they go back to the board, the head of the committee, to tell them about what's going on there. And they're like, we need to kill some of these lions and tigers. They attacked us.
I would say so.
They say you are not permitted to kill any animals at the sanctuary. Only if they are off the sanctuary site could you kill an animal.
Plan. A little light bulb pops over Parkis's head.
Parkinson?
Parkis.
Prentice.
Parkis.
And Hank realizes he can't go to the airport with the big cats because they're going to follow him and they're not going to let him at the airport. So he has Mativo climb a tree and use his shirt as a play toy for the tigers so that they're distracted and he can leave. No, I thought he was only going to be gone for a little bit. He doesn't come back, spoilers, until the next morning.
The next day. He's just there for hours. Tigers can climb trees, I think.
Yes, easily.
Like, you got this, Mativo. Thanks, buddy.
You got your shirt.
They do that often, though. Yeah.
You got your shirt. Fend them off for the next 12 hours.
Mativo. Yeah. No.
My God. So he's left so that he can go, and the family is back at the house having a breakdown at bedtime as Melanie thinks her dad is actually already dead since he never came to pick them up, and he's not here at the house, and there's just lions he's been eaten.
Yeah, and the bad line is extra blood on his mouth. Yeah,
but they're kind of in there, and it's honestly not mayhem at night. They're all in one room together, like sleeping or trying to sleep. But all the lions are sleeping too. The lion sleeps tonight. Wee wumba way.
That's good. After they destroyed everything, yeah.
There's a little sleepy lion with his tongue out.
That's a good shot. Yeah.
Good shot. But overnight, two of the committee members, Prentice and Marcus, they're going to go against the rules. They're preparing rounds of ammunition. They don't care what the head board member said. Ooh.
They roared.
Arr! Wait, the lion or Parkus?
Marcus.
Yes. And Marcus and Prentice, yeah. And Hank finally gets to the airport, finds out his family got in 12 hours ago, and they got on a bus towards his home. He's like, shit! Like, do any of you guys have a car?
Or maybe a camel? No,
or a camel. Cool. No. He takes somebody's car, speeds off towards his home, and by next morning, here it is. Hank's made it back to Mativo, and they're all still just there, just chilling. And he's like, all right, get in the car. So Mativo's about to get Mativo. When the tigers hop, and he's like, I'm not getting in the goddamn car with the tigers.
Mativo.
But he doesn't want to get behind either. So he jumps onto the back of the car and just holds on.
Yeah. This game, gods must be crazy energy.
I would say so. Let's see. Oh, Hank also justified it by saying the tigers are going to be shot because they're so far away from the sanctuary. So Mativa's like, fuck, I guess they have to get in the car. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
And
off the route with the tiger.
as they're driving, they're
Ricky Bobby
just
style.
going through these like cliff sides. They hit a rock and it pops a tire.
A tiger.
No, a tire.
A tire. So they got to go out. Back to the wandering men walking.
They're going to have to run it. But meanwhile, the family makes it through the night, sees all the lions playing with the contents of their luggage. And this is like the first moment they're like, oh, maybe they're playful and they're not just trying to kill us. But they're still afraid.
Maybe they love us. Yeah. Well, I mean, even if they're most docile, they're fucking lions.
You're very correct. And the family makes a run to safety and boards a rowboat. They're rowing down the river or the water or whatever.
Yeah. Those fucks.
But the one son, John, has no clue how to row. They're like, row straight. And he's like, okay, just only doing one side as hard as he can.
Circles.
Just turning them into the shore where there's just a bunch of tigers.
Yeah, that was funny. Not a little unintentional comedy.
And then they row to a different shore where they think they're safe. But
fucking Dracula's.
No. Oh. I thought you were going to
say
crackheads.
One of the same.
A bunch of squatters.
It's fucking Baloo, the giant elephant.
Yeah. Well, no, it's an elephant there. It picks up the boat, just begins to start stepping on it and crush it. Picks up Madeline onto its back and then bucks her off. This is where she broke her femur.
And elephants can't jump, famously, but they can buck.
Can elephants go downstairs like cows can't?
I think so. Or ramps anyways or something. I've seen elephants with like circuses and stuff, but they can't jump.
Because they're too heavy?
I think so. I think they're the only mammals that can't jump. They are mammals.
They are mammals, yes. They don't lay eggs.
Same animal kingdom as the whale. And the noble marmoset.
The Brendan Fraser movie, The Whale.
Because he was bad. That's a bad movie, I think.
I mean, I've heard it's heartbreaking. I've also heard it's not the best movie. I mean, it's not bad, but I've heard it's not the best.
Can't figure out this camera.
But Brendan Fraser is fantastic in it, I've heard.
He's fat in it.
He is. But also kind of a bad title, The Whale. Ugh.
Of course, yeah. Makes you think of Moby and Dix.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, the car is officially stuck on the cliffside, like I said. So Hank's like, I gotta run to my family. Mativo, can you stay with the tigers again? He's like, what am I gonna do now? There's no trees. It's like, here's an umbrella.
You got him.
Use to keep back.
See you tomorrow, Mativo.
It's never quick. It's half a day.
Hours of days. Yeah.
With hungry tigers.
An umbrella.
That's his only form of protection.
And his bravery. And his cunning.
You're right.
He's a man, after all.
You're right.
His cunning. Can handle off 2 tigers with 1 umbrella because of cunning.
Because of cunting.
Cunting. I knew you'd get there.
And so as he's running back, the Prentice and Parkus and Marcus, they shoot a lion on a hillside right through the neck. They're so excited about it.
Like they won the Super Bowl. The lion's dead.
The lion is dead. And the family makes it back to the house after their whole boating debacle, where John, he's like, I'm going to get us some safety. Like, there's a motorcycle underneath the stairs. I know it's selfish to, like, leave you guys here, but it's going to be better if one of us can get out of here. So he takes the motorcycle, rides off, but he can't catch a break as he's chased by tigers, chased by lions, charged at by elephants, until he just fucking crashes.
Panthers around, yeah.
And then
mountain lion somewhere.
Gets back up on the bike, starts riding it up like ramps through the house that the cats use.
Yeah, of course. Up to the
That's a
roof.
good way to get out of the jungle. Go up to a higher story building.
A ramp up, yeah. And prepare for a backflip.
Up to the roof, and then just rides it off the roof into the lake. So now the bike's gone.
It was sick. It was a sick shot, though.
Sick
Cool shot
shot.
of the movie.
And that's what he
Yeah,
wants.
of course.
guys,
He
guys,
wanted
give
to
me.
distract the lions with aesthetics.
I know you guys are scared and you might die here, but let me just do this nasty trick off.
Yeah, let me do this jackass shit real quick. With our only escape vehicle.
I gotta do this stunt.
He's sick. He's an adrenaline junkie.
But he didn't ever make it onto Jackass. That he made it onto Nitro Circus.
I hated Nitro Circus. You're
I
right.
did too. What was the one with the
lame.
Swedes?
I don't know. I don't know. There was a Swedish one.
There was like another Jackass thing where it was like only they were like Scandinavian
Swedes
dudes.
only?
It was like four
Swedes
Scandinavian dudes. But I don't remember what it was called.
Were they naked?
They were always shirtless, but never fully naked. Not like Chris Pontius is naked. Chris Pontius is always
50
naked.
minutes?
Yeah, it is 60 minutes. You're right.
Oh, okay.
It's called Get Up New York.
Yeah, I think that's right.
The Naked Swedes
Center.
Jackass Sports Center. So he does this hella jump into the lake, and it cuts to a lion just on top of Melanie Griffith, just pinning her down, biting her in the rib cage, pulling her hair back.
I think.
Yeah, this is all real.
Actually fucked her face up.
Madeline's like trying to get it off, and then it like genuinely roars at her. I was like, Melanie's dead. She's gonna get eaten. She's gonna die. Oh my god, a lion on your bed.
And she wanted to quit, and then he said, "No, you'll be fine, Melanie." And this is what happened.
You'll be fine.
At least
yeah,
they got the footage though.
But they eventually finally get it off. It sneaks out the door, and the family decides what we're gonna do. It's another hiding montage. Basically, we're gonna hide in wooden barrels.
And we're gonna go over the Niagara Falls.
Madeline, the mom, gets knocked down the stairs in her wooden barrel and is thrown off a ladder into the water. Like Jerry jumps off the roof into the water. He couldn't get into a barrel. John is in a barrel full of water. I don't know why he picked the one full of water to hide in. But he's under there because the lions are drinking out of it, though. So he's just like underneath the water, like having to hold his breath. Come up for a breath. Lions are still there. Go back under time and time again. And Melanie's kind of safe, actually. But
she's in her in pain, yeah.
Madeline escapes. She's in the water. Tiger's in the water with her, chasing her down. She gets like inside this little window, and the tiger bangs on the wall. It knocks items off a shelf, and it's just like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Like one thing after another rolls off and hits her on the head. That giant
Very Looney Tunes.
That giant bump forms on her head.
Good shot.
And then a jar of honey falls all over her face too.
So now she's hot honey.
Now she's sticky. Yeah, it was Mike's hot honey. You're right. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Now she's all sticky Delicious. And hot. I do love some hot honey.
They have hot honey Lay's chips now.
Interesting. I had some hot honey on my pizza last night.
That's always a win.
It was a place kind of like Mod Pizza in Missoula. It's called Your Pie, where you can make your own. I picked the hot honey pepperoni. So it's got mozzarella and feta. It's got pepperoni. It's got basil. It's got house-made pickled peppadew peppers. And then it's got the hot honey glaze. And then I added on some minced garlic and red onion too. It was so good. Oh.
Yeah, it was the butthole. Fine.
Butthole's fine.
Butthole is fine?
Butthole's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you asked, though. I'm glad you've been thinking about
I like to check in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
check in and stay for a while.
Look at a late checkout, yeah.
Oh, I overslept in your rectum, Brandon. Can I get
Your
a late
butthole.
checkout?
Do they do room service?
They
Is there
do,
a
yeah, they
pool
do.
nearby? Okay.
Yeah. And there's a continental breakfast of poop
In the butthole.
and
Oh, nice.
there's a swimming pool of piss.
Elegant.
It's a great place to
5-star
stay.
rating.
And it's butthole.
Glad I checked in.
The maids are terrible though. Like it's a dirty
Maids are
place.
bad.
Yeah.
That's your hand, Brandon.
Shit, you're right.
This white better.
So back to this. After all the barrels, John and Melanie's barrels both end up getting rolled off the rooftop into the water as well, where an elephant just starts bashing in the barrels and throwing them around. I was like, these guys are gonna die from an elephant of anything, but they don't. They live. And Madeline wakes two little panther cubs licking the Mike's hot honey off her face, and she escapes a cheetah onto the roof and crawls across like a little small bridge over a water turbine to where her kids have made it across the water and are safe. They found a little hut to sleep in.
A big catless hut.
Exactly.
On the bridge of troubled water.
And so they get in there and they finally rest. There's no lions. They go to sleep. The lions just cross the bridge, like the 3-story high bridge, and they just go into the hut with them while they sleep. They don't hurt them or anything. They just
want to cuddle.
They just want to cuddle.
They're part of the pride, if you will.
And honestly, seeing some of them cuddle with those lions is like, oh, that would be a great cuddle.
Yeah, totally worth it.
High risk, pretty low reward.
Depends on how life-changing the cuddle would be.
Fuzzy nap versus dead.
I can't figure this out.
But you love naps almost more than anybody I know.
Yeah, I was attempting to take one earlier.
And then you had to download Teams.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, Hank and Mativo, they come across a tragic scene of Danny the lion dead after he was shot in the neck by the angered committee members. And then they shoot 2 more lions and a tiger, like right next to him, basically.
Like lion fucking Auschwitz.
And I can't remember if it was the lion or the tiger. One of them looked like it was pretending to be dead. It was like tongue was like way out to the side. Yeah. But it is dead. They're definitely dead. And then, as they're shooting all these people, Togar comes out.
Those lions, yeah.
Shooting all the lions. Togar comes out, jumps from the tree line, and rips them up. And I put that this had to be the only fabricated lion attack scene because those men were actually like definitely dead.
Yeah, those were like dummies. Yeah.
Togar ripped them up.
Those were dummies.
And Hank sees Togar killing them, but he's still a human. He yells at Togar, chasing at him, yelling to get him away, but it's too late. The men are dead. And then the family, they wake up alongside a hut just full of lions and tigers, napping peacefully with them, but they obviously wake up frightened by being surrounded, but finally come to the realization that if they are calm, the cats will be calm. They're not trying to hurt them at all, so now they embrace the big cats and interact with them.
Now they're friends, yeah. Now they're like cooking together, they're playing Xbox, they're homies.
Man, have you ever gotten into an Xbox Live party with a fucking puma playing Halo? Pumas are so good at Halo, it's ridiculous.
It's their quick reflexes, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cat-like reflexes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're all just like best friends now, hanging out, and all is calm until Togar enters the camp right near the family. And Robbie comes to the rescue to fend him off, saving the family right as Hank finally finds his family too. And the whole family's like, "Look, it's lions, Dad." He's like, "Yeah, obviously."
Yeah, the whole our lives have been lions, kid.
Yeah. So they're all together. They're surprisingly happy. Mativo shows up too. He lived with the tigers and the umbrella.
Yeah,
and
Mativo's happy.
Hank tells him not to tell anyone what happened to Prentice. And Rick, that's the other guy's name, not Parkus or Marcus.
Yeah,
It's
that's correct. You're right.
It's Rick, Prentice and Rick. So the whole family decides, you know what? Let's stay a little while as the song Here We Are in Eden plays, and we see scenes of the cats playing and family members interacting with the cats, and some new cubs are born. This song thing goes on for like 5 minutes. No, I didn't cry. It goes on for like 5 minutes straight, and then that is the end of Rawr. Rawr. Rawr.
Jinjo, meow. Jinjo, meow.
Meow, Jinjo. Oh, a hell of a stretch. Tune into the second YouTube at 45:40 to see the world's best stretch.
It was a big stretch. Well, no animals or people were harmed in the creating of this podcast.
Oh, yes, correct. I thought you were going to say movie. I was going to say that's a lie. But none were harmed in the making of this podcast. But unfortunately, some quotes were. You told me you took a quote.
I did. I took 17 of them.
Go. You can start.
Until those prisoners are returned, Brandon, they will not be released to the public.
Wow.
Did I take a quote?
I'm gonna say one of yours anyways. Roar.
Roar. That was what the lion said.
Yeah. I took 6 quotes.
People quotes?
People quotes. And this was me like really trying to like find something. Like really trying to find something.
Like really digging your paws in?
Like really digging his paws in. Right. There's a moment when they're on the bus. Melanie's talking with her mom and her brother John. Melanie goes, I can't believe how fast he split for Africa after he got his grant. And the zoo let him take the little cubs he raised. And John just chuckled and he said, you'd think he'd take the kids he raised instead.
Like my dad.
Oh, your dad took lion cubs to Africa?
Sort of.
Okay. It's a metaphor. I get it.
Yeah.
This is Prentice and Hank kind of arguing back and forth. Prentice goes, what are you trying to prove? That you can have lions socializing with people? And Hank goes, no, but we can't keep exterminating them. We can't keep eliminating their land. We can't keep exterminating everything we fear that inconveniences us.
Profundity.
Capriciousness.
Yes. Very erudite.
Next, when the men are screaming, driving away in the boats after the tigers attack them and their heads are just gushing blood, Hank just goes, oh, what the hell is wrong with you? It's just a few scratches. You're lucky Togar didn't get to you.
They are lucky. Togar, yeah.
Togar would have killed them.
Lucky.
When Mativa first shows up on his little boat, he's like, Hank, we got to get going. We got to get to the airport. He says, okay, I just got to go get changed. And Mativa's like, I'll just go wait by my boat. And she's just a pack of lions just standing in his boat. Like, I think I'll come with you.
Never mind. Not always up to Mativa,
though. No. There's a moment when Mativa is running away from them, away from the lions. And Hank goes, I told you not to run, because he gets tackled and he's just being chewed on. He goes, my head knew that, but my feet sure didn't.
It didn't. Fight or flight. That's probably in reference to Brandon. The psychological phenomenon.
Yeah.
Where you either fight or you defecate your pants.
Fight or shite.
Fight or shite.
And then my last quote, when they're on the bus again, Melanie and Mom going back and forth. Melanie goes, Mom, did you know that a man can have as many wives as he wants? Here, Mom's just like, and what is that supposed to mean? She's like, I mean, how could you be away from Dad for so long? And she's like, your father and I were having problems, and we thought it'd be better for a while apart. And she goes, like absence makes the heart grow fonder. And then Melanie's like, the heart maybe, but what about the sex thing? And mom's just like, oh, sex is all you think about, young lady.
He's like 12. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. How old do you think she was in this?
Like 14, maybe.
It came out in 78.
That
Melanie
came out in
Griffith.
81.
That's what
At
I
least
meant to
in
say.
81.
But Melanie Griffith was born in 57, so she was 24.
But it wasn't filmed until she filmed it until like
No,
18 or something.
they finished the first wrap of filming in 78. That's why I remember that. But then they had to redo some of it because they lost all that stuff in the flood. So she was probably 20.
She looks young.
She just looked young. But those are my 6 quotes. It's ratings time.
Beautiful. I think I'm up like 12-0 on Seth.
I think you're up 6-0, but yes.
6-0.
Thermometer. What do you think critics gave this film?
I was clueless on this. Absolutely don't.
No frame of reference.
I mean, my guess is probably like 30%. I don't know.
Seth wins.
What?
He's storming back. It's a 72%.
What?
Yeah.
Real? What?
Critics really like the film, I guess.
A little bizarre. Okay, recalibrating.
What about the people's weed, the popcorn mitter?
75.
Seth wins.
I recalibrated.
A 51%.
Ooh, the odd critic love people don't.
But now, instead of rotten, we're doing IMDb. This is Metascore out of 100. Critics.
It's gotta be like a 58. Yeah, baby.
There you go. It's a 65.
Yeah, baby. Seth loses. Our favorite words.
And then lastly, an audience score out of 10.
4.9. Right down the middle. Right down the plate.
Seth wins. It's a 6.1.
What?
It's kind of weird, huh?
That's a weird rating distribution. Maybe there's not a huge amount of contingencies.
I didn't have to actually calculate anything on this either, so there were enough people that saw and rated this. So critics gave it a 65 and a 72 for a 68.5, and the people gave it a 51 and a 61 for a 56. Now that 6.1, that falls
at
the 115th worst film we've ever done.
Wow. Right in the heart of things.
And films just around this, just worse than this. The Cat from Outer Space.
No, a lovely movie.
The Great Wall.
Great movie.
Deep Blue Sea.
Bad movie.
Nacho Libre. Cocaine Bear.
Pretty bad movie.
Drop Dead Fred.
The worst.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
That's a shitty movie. A mixed bag, if you will.
Now, films just better than this include Holiday in Handcuffs.
Didn't see it.
Gentlemen Broncos.
Didn't see it.
Shallow Hal.
Oh, Hal was so shallow. Bad movie.
Lyle Crocodile.
It was a shitty ass movie.
The Transformers we saw in the theaters, Rise of the Beasts.
What happened? That was pretty bad, yeah.
It was pretty decent. San Andreas and Van Helsing.
Oh, some shitty movies there then.
And then of course you love The Cat from Outer Space and The Great Wall.
Some American classics.
So what are you giving Roar?
Oh boy. I think this is a 5.2 for me for Roar.
Okay.
For a myriad of reasons. Not because it's average down the middle. I think its wildness in both directions swing it kind of back to center. I mean, like The Gods Must Be Crazy, it's interesting, fun to have actual animals be fucking around, and always great to get a comedy shot when something happens and you just point to a cat's face. That's great. It did seem like it was like a bad movie in a lot of parts, and like the message didn't seem like it fit necessarily with the actions of the film.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was entertained, but not in like a quality type of way. So it makes it a tough call. So I'm going to say a 5.2.
Okay. I was a 6.0.
Pretty close.
I was entertained. There's not really a a real story to it, but you're just like looking at animals, and
Fine.
it's a real film. I'll tell you that. Like, it really, especially when you know the background of it, it keeps you on your toes. Like,
That's a big part of it.
makes you nervous. It makes you feel something, and
An odd film watching experience.
I don't think there's anything like really that like bad about it. It's just there's not really much that's truly good about it.
I mean, the acting is not great, I don't think. Because they're
But
fucking afraid of lions the whole time.
yeah, they weren't even acting. They were just being themselves. It was the family. Actually, Mativa did a pretty good job of acting, I thought.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So it's kind of right there. It's above the median. So
Above
and then
the Mendoza line.
I've got 3 critics.
Big Rog, is he scooping the shit?
Big Rog is not scooping this shit. The fuck is that? Okay, first one's David Robinson at the Times. He says, the depiction of the interactions between the humans and the animals in the film overturns centuries of preconceptions about relationships in nature.
I know. Center for the Spurs said that?
Yes.
The Admiral?
When he was writing for the Times.
Wow.
My next one just says BPA. Who is BPA?
Best players available. Business Professionals of America.
Ball Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
At Timeout said, an ingenuous documentary portrait of the Marshalls as mega eccentrics and misguided animal lovers. It's a melange of pseudo David Attenborough and Disney speak with bizarre contradictions and fickle camera work.
9 out of 10.
Melange.
Dune,
yes. And then lastly is by Matt Patches at Esquire.
Oh, Patches.
He says the film worked as a portrait of recklessness and beastly terror, akin to watching a Jackass movie, although plotless enough to give animals writing credits.
He would have fit on this podcast.
He really would have.
Reach out. I'll reach out to Matt Patches.
Yeah, see what he thinks about Nitro Circus, too, because if he likes the Nitro Circus, we can't have him.
Matt Patches.
Is he still alive?
He is. He goes by Mr. Patches on Twitter.
Okay, perfect. And then I've got
an editor at Polygon.
Okay, and then I got
and then
6.
Fucking Twitter's Nazi website won't let me go any further. Yes.
I've got 6 user reviews. There wasn't a lot to pick from, but I found some. First one's by Archif1.
Archif1.
And he says, Pussy galore and the mystery of the nervous Marnie. Why show one tame lion up close when you can show 20 jumping at you in your living room? Mr. Marshall surely isn't impressing any lions with this, but people, that's another story. This is over-the-top exhibitionist, but then again, what is celluloid for? 6 out of 10.
That's a bizarre review, yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That's a bizarre review.
I don't even know what to think about. Yeah, Archif's gone.
Banned.
Next is by the Divine Woman.
Oh, a returner.
I don't think so.
Bedroom.
This woman says, animal exploitation of the worst kind. I don't give a damn about all the actors and crew involved. They were willing participants. But the use of wild animals for entertainment is horrible. My advice to any true animal lover is to avoid, because there's nothing nice about seeing animals fighting and those fights being real. 1 out of 10.
Avoid this review. You banned, bitch.
And I mean, like, I also don't love the things of like using wild animals for entertainment, but she's like freaking out like the animals fought in this. I don't think they made the animals fight each other. I think the lions just actually fought. There were too many male lions in one pride.
They had to. The film did them a favor. They had to figure out this hierarchy. It sort of helped them shake up the
Yeah, honestly. Next is by returner Mr. Fusion.
Ooh, Mr. Fusion.
He says, it's hard to watch what happens on screen because there are no stuntmen. The reactions from the cast are as real as the blood, and you're constantly shaking your head that they'd use wild animals with no training or supervision. They're apex predators, not pets. The whole thing is incredibly irresponsible, and it lives, warts and all, on the film. It's amusing that they try to lighten things up with a playful score and a happy ending, but this is not a family film. It's downright chilling. Man, this is why I'm not a cat person. 7 out of 10.
That's a pretty solid review. Unfortunately, you need to be a cat person. So, Mr. Fusion, yeah, banned. Get off the
Next.
list.
Oh, I think this is a returner as well. Search and Destroy -1.
Just Seth?
I think so, yeah. Because it is.
That's the alternate account. His spam account.
This is definitely Seth when I read it. I said, it just says, when I said Melanie Griffith in Birds back in 1961, it's a mistake. I, of course, meant her mother, Tippi Hedren. 7 out of 10.
That is a Seth-ass review. Corrected the previous review in a different review.
They didn't just edit something?
That's ridiculous. You're banned for that. Get out of here. Search and Destroy. Fuck out of here. You're banned.
Where was the other review? I didn't find it. Was it for this or was it in Bird?
I'm sorry. I misspoke. Yeah, it's to the void. Good review. Do you have any thumbs up on IMDb? Like they found this helpful?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Next is by newcomer Fella Shibby.
Fella Shibby.
This might be set too.
Nice.
He says hell of a lot of a cats, but the best is the cougar Tippi Hedren, who is damn attractive and in good shape at 51. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, bonk. You're going to horny jail, and you banned for that. Get out of here, Steph. Don't be being horny on Maine.
So we're 5 for 5 on banning reviewers now. Hopefully, our last one, Sam Van Uffel, can redeem.
Sam Van Uffel. I like a Dutchman.
He says, this movie changed my life by changing. For it was lifing by change of the living, when my life changed, when chaining the life is we hen life changed. But when I lived before the change, it hasn't changed. It was only life before the changing of life. During the movie, it changed me, which changed me changing? The life was changing after the movie life was changed, for the changing had begun to change. But the lifing has begun to life for living, and the changing for life has changed for the life. But the change has lived, and life has changed. Did life change, or has life changed? This movie changed my life. Copy, changed by life righted. 10 out of 10.
Wow. God damn it. He's right. He's right.
An amazing review. We cannot ban this Dutchman.
No. We have to put him, we have to enshrine him somehow. Maybe like a Mookie nomination. Good job, Dutchman.
Sam Van Uffel. And so
he's right. He's not wrong.
He can't be wrong. Not at all. He has such a way with words. So, with that being said, that's going to end this episode. Are you recommending Roar?
Fuck yeah, I'm recommending Roar. This is a unique one of one, potentially. And you got to watch unique one of ones because they're special. Mm-hmm. They need your help.
And I recommended Hotel for Dogs. I recommended For a Gods Must Be Crazy. So I guess I have to recommend this as well. I
recommend their son. Yeah.
Their son, Gary. The movie was Gary all along.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that insight, Brandon. You're not a fan.
Thank you. So 2 recommends, and that's going to end episode 15 of 16 of season 12. Next week, and by next week I mean technically tomorrow when we record, is our last episode of the season. And look, it's our 200th episode.
Oh. And that's why we're doing Cat from Outer Space again.
No. We're doing... I told Marina it was like our 200th episode coming up, and I was like, she's like, why didn't you pick like a more like celebratory or ceremonial movie? But it's kind of perfect for what this podcast is. We're doing Madam Web, the Marvel the Sony Marvel.
Cody Johnson.
It's got Emma Roberts in it too.
And it's a flop.
And we're already flopping it out. I mean, it's gonna be garbage.
So.
I'm kind of crank it, flop it. Chekhov's crank.
Chekhov's glebe.
Chekhov's glebe. So, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Send us your favorite song on Anchor. Sing the whole thing, but do it in your best Shakira impression.
Shakira.
And we'll see. We'll see you next week. Bye. Shakira Gadoosh is wild.
Does that sound like how she would Gadoosh somebody?
Gadoosh. Kind of.
Gadoosh.
Oh,
she's single again or something. All right, I'll send you this here audio file.
ASAP
Blocky.
Yeah. Marina and I tonight are going probably just for a little bit because it's later. So I'll butt up against Callie's bedtime. We're going to a hockey game where it's policemen versus firefighters.
Ooh. Can they skate?
I don't know.
What if they can't? They should light it on fire and
that'd be
have
so
criminals.
funny. Yeah. It's a real game of cops and robbers, but on ice.
Well, that'd be good.
With fire
with
as
real
well.
Cops. And like their freedom on the line.
How are your March Madness brackets doing?
I'm horrific. Yeah, I didn't have a single Final Four team right. I didn't pick any 1 seeds.
Really?
Yeah. I picked 2 2s, a 3, and a 7.
2s, 3s, and a 7. What's 7? St. Mary's?
St. Mary's.
You always love St. Mary's. I knew it.
Yeah, I did.
The 2s, you had Bama and Tennessee?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then a 3, you had Texas Tech.
I had Iowa State.
Mm.
I had St. John's was a 2. I had Tennessee, and then I had St. Mary's. Yeah, St. Mary's. I had them beating Bama.
Who do you have winning it all? St. Mary's?
St. John's.
Yeah,
St. John's.
I had St. John's losing the second round. But I really believed in both Iowa State and Texas Tech. I always usually like them.
I do too. I picked Iowa State to the Final Four, even though their point guard was out for the season. I just they got this.
I didn't even know that. Shit.
I mean, I did, and I still picked it. Fucked up. Well, hopefully.
My women's bracket, I have the final. I have UConn and South Carolina, so.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah.
The UConn UCLA game was horrific. They won by 40.
UConn's beaten everybody by 40 so far.
Even if they're 1 seeds, it's crazy. All right, later, Brandingo.
See ya.
Peace.